connecting to server. Oh my god, it's recording. I can't believe it's recording. Anyway, this is a response to your video. Basically, there's two things that I would like to point out. I think your video is great, by the way. But one, it's nothing to do with choice. You are gay because it's a natural thing. It's nature's way. My personal view, this is. It's nature's way of depleting the population. You have earthquakes, you have monsoons, tidal waves, the whole lot. And I think gay people are just another way of depleting the population. So I think gay people having children is wrong. Yeah, okay, I'm probably going to be slated for this, but I think it's wrong, because gay people were there to deplete the population. It's a natural thing. With regard to acceptance, we shouldn't have to be accepted. It shouldn't be accepted at all. It should be a natural way of life. I mean, well, not just gay people, does anyone have to accept a straight person into life? No! There's no way, because everyone thinks that's normal. Everybody thinks like, oh, you're straight, so that's totally normal, and it doesn't even come up in conversation. And to have the whole gay thing come up in conversation, it really winds me up. I mean, there's nothing better than for me to go out with my friends, because when I go out with my friends, we have a good time, we have a laugh, we have a joke. And like, if my female friends, I use that as a loose term because it's easier, if my female friend is looking for a boyfriend at the time, I'll help her find a boyfriend. If I'm looking for a boyfriend at the time, she'll help me find a boyfriend. And we don't think anything of it. It's just a natural thing. So, fuck it. I'm sorry, if you're a homophobe, I mean, if you're really that old-fashioned to be a homophobe, then I'm sorry, you're so old-fashioned. Who cares what you think? And, quite frankly, sorry, love, I've forgotten your name, because I'm recording this live, so I've forgotten your handle or your ID or whatever you want to call it. But you be gay, and fuck what anybody else thinks, whether they're homophobic or whether they're not. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's the thing. I think it's people. Well, people nowadays, they think gay homosexuals are the whole modern thing. But I found out through looking through history, throughout the whole of history, it's this generation now, this whole generation now, where gay people have a harder time than any time throughout history. I mean, totally. If you look through history, the Romans, the Aztecs, take any part of history. And gay people are more accepted throughout then than they are now. I mean, people are a lot more close-minded than they are, than any other part of history. I mean, you go back 100 years, 500 years, 1,000 years, 2,000 years. You go back BC. You go back to the Romans. You go back to the cave dwellers. Okay, not the cave dwellers, because we don't have that sort of history, but any part of history, gay has been accepted, homosexuals have been accepted, and it's only this day and age that there's people out there who are homophobic, and quite frankly, they're a dying breed, because if you can't accept it, then really you shouldn't be living. I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. I mean, a standing joke between myself and my mother is to put all gays onto an island and shoot the fucking lot, because the majority of gays, the ones that you see on telly and the ones that you see in the public and the ones that stand out, they're not the real gays. They're the artificial ones. They're the ones who act gay. They're the ones who pretend to be camp. And yes, I used to be camp. I really did. But I never pretended. I never pretended at all. Because I have never, ever classed myself as camp. I have always just classed myself as natural. The way I am is the way I am. And yeah, okay, I take after my mother. And my mother is very flamboyant, which means that I am. But just because I'm flamboyant, it doesn't mean that I'm a complete screaming queen. I'm not. I've toned down a lot compared to what I have been, but I'm not a screaming queen. I mean, even when I was extremely camp, I wasn't a screaming queen. It was never put on. I was naturally flamboyant, and I was naturally that way inclined, but not through choice. It was just the person who I was. And I think people need to understand that there are gay people out there that are naturally flamboyant, that, yeah, okay, they come across as gay, they come across as like completely camp, as you would like to put it, some of you, but camp is just a straight person's view of what a gay person is, which is totally wrong. I mean, I used to be what you would class as camp, but I never classed myself as camp. And when I went to gay clubs, nobody who was gay would even class me as camp, because I wasn't. I was me, and that's all that you've got to worry about. It's the same as straight people. You get some straight people who sleep with anything.